Research Now.
Welcome back to Research Now Live. Please join me in welcoming Jon Beebe from GM.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. So, been with GM for about 10 months.
Yes.
And Director of Digital Advertising and Analytics.
Yes.
Give us a summary. What's your day look like?
My day is a bunch of meetings, honestly. My job is to help the brands come up with holistic digital marketing campaigns based off of kind of the 4 or 5 digital disciplines, depending on who you talk to. Digital creative, digital analytics, digital media, and platforms and operations. And honestly, I think the 5th one is more digital culture and psychology. So my job is to help the brands come up with effective campaigns to reach people in their online lives. And then with the analytics discipline specifically, I have a team of people that are really looking across the board holistically in the digital space to make sure that we're effective in what we're doing. And that includes mobile, social, web, CRM, all of it coming into one spot. So that's actually a newer development that we have going on. And actually it's pretty challenging to find the right people to manage that.
Yeah.
But my team's growing and I'm excited about it.
You'll be swamped with people that want to be the right people to challenge that. So you're doing a lot of the analytics stuff. What's some of the most interesting changes that you've seen in consumer behavior so far?
For me, I've been online since 1989, which is kind of weird for somebody as young as me. Back in the BBS days, I used to get online and just talk with people. And culturally, I think there's been a shift in the way that we interact with one another online, mostly because of Facebook and some of the other social areas, because it's so easy to like something. It's such a non-committal. And so to me, it's kind of like the passive activism, and that comes through in politics, it comes through in relationships. I think that's a really interesting thing that we're seeing out in the space where, it takes so little commitment to be somebody's friend now, and you really don't have to care about somebody just to like something, or a brand just to like it. There's not a lot of commitment there. So I think that's an interesting trend that it'll be interesting to see how that develops, and it'll also be interesting to see how advertisers and digital marketers in general look at the social space or the digital space in general, because of the fact that the attention span of the consumer is just, it's going as the stream goes, and I think that's a really interesting trend.
Okay. So that would be the interesting trend that you think is worth watching, the passive.
I think that's that, and I think I think big data is another interesting trend, and I guess that goes into another point as far as buzzwords in the industry.
Yeah. What's one of your most annoying buzzwords in the industry?
Well, social media is annoying to me because I don't think people really understand what social media means to brands. And social media is kind of the shiny object that everybody chases after.
Yeah.
But big data is one that's come up a lot lately, and I keep hearing it in meetings, and I don't think people really fully understand what big data means. I don't think they understand what we're really talking about when we're talking about big data. Having all of that information, all of the data that we have on behavioral data as people are clicking through on websites or in the media space, and data that's more social in nature about their likes and dislikes and that kind of stuff. There's so much data out there. I don't really think anybody's really figured out how to bring it all together and make sense of it in an actionable insight that doesn't just live on a PowerPoint slide.
Right.
So to me, big data is kind of an annoying buzzword because everybody talks about it, everybody thinks, they've figured it out, but honestly, I don't think, look at Google, I don't even think they've really figured out how to connect all of the dots together in a very meaningful, actionable way yet.
Right. Interesting. So you talked a little bit about, using Facebook and Google and some of that and some of the apps. A lot of that's happening on mobile. So where do you see the world of mobile going in the next 5 years or so?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question because I think the phone has become kind of our wallet, and it's become our credit card too. And I think it's just kind of our entry into the digital world in general. I don't think people in 10 years or so, people will necessarily be going out to websites as much as information comes into us, and that's happening on mobile devices. So I think for me, mobile it's kind of your passport into the world overall. I can see it And also, I also think that social being a part of that, I think companies like Facebook or Google, that becomes your authentication. That becomes your kind of ID out in the space, regardless of how you're interacting with the digital world around you. So I think it becomes more like your passport to everything, and your credit card, and your keys to your car, and everything. I do see that happening. Until we get implants, which I can't wait for, right?
So do you tweet? Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, I'm at Jon Beebe with no H.
Good plug.
I have like 1,000 followers, which I think is kind of cool. I just passed that last week, and but I don't know why anybody would listen to me. And I can't think of anything like really fun to say in the social space. I'm like, oh, my last tweet was about the Hunger Games because I just read that on the plane, the plane right over here, which is funny because I would have never read that book series had not that the social space been so buzzed. But yeah, I tweet.
Good. Also, what was the funniest, almost impact Facebook post or tweet that you've seen recently?
It's interesting. I'm kind of a lurker on Facebook and Twitter. I don't necessarily, I'm kind of passive in that. I'm a big Reddit person.
Me too.
And so something that's similar to, well, it's not exactly similar to Facebook. It's, I saw a post that had the Father of the Year. It was a post about the Father of the Year, and it was just a picture of this father and his 3 daughters at a Justin Bieber concert, and they are screaming, and this father has this, his ears covered with these earphones. That's the kind of stuff that really motivates me, and that's the kind of stuff, honestly, as a digital advertiser, when we're looking at opportunities in the space, a lot of times we try and define how we want the consumers to interact with us, but when we start actually keeping our pulse on the trends in the space, like on Twitter, Facebook, or Reddit, that's where we can start making more meaningful connections based off of the kind of content that they like. So one of the #1 videos on YouTube is a cat that's made out of a Pop-Tart that has rainbows coming out of it. That's our competition to get people's attention, not necessarily placing a banner in front of them, so being really relevant to them in the social space.
So awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I want to give you a little gift.
Oh, sure.
As a thank you. We appreciate you being up here and sharing some of your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.